It was a weak day of trade on Dalal Street. The lack of dovishness from the RBI led the markets to actually decline in trade and the markets closing at the day's low point. The Nifty had a big fall, over 200 points off on the Nifty in today's day of trade, inching closer to 21,700, which is where the markets will find some support. Bank Nifty as well felt disappointed. No commentary on liquidity, no change in stance and no rate cut meant that bank stocks declined in today's day of trade. An 800-point cut was seen on Bank Nifty, closing at levels closer to 45,000. Broader markets performed slightly better than the benchmark. The mid-cap index did see a cut of 40-odd points. The small-cap index also declined quite sharply in the last hour of trade. Up until the last hour, remember, the small-cap index was actually trading with a positive bias, but finally going home with a cut of 0.4%. So some disappointment on the street on back of the lack of dovishness from the RBI led to broad-based selling on the street today. Also, main sectors or key sectors, like we call it, were all down over 1% in today's day of trade, with FMCG, consumption, banking leading the way down in today's trade. Well, that's of course how the breadth of the market played out. The bias clearly was on the downside, with most stocks going down as compared to going up. The top loser in today's trade was ITC. ITC was seeing some selling pressure today on back of reports that British Tobacco is looking to par its stake in ITC. Well, you also had Britannia post yesterday's earnings continues to see selling today, down over 3%. Nestle as well, for the same reason, declined about 3% in trade. Well, Kotak Mahindra Bank had a rough day, and so did Axis Bank, ICICI Bank, HDFC Bank. So private sector banks have actually looked quite weak over the last few days, continue to see selling pressure in today's day of trade as well. Well, but what is drawing everyone's attention is SBI. After a very sharp run-up yesterday, the stock added another 4% despite and ignoring the cues that the RBI gave. PSU Bank especially saw a little bit of gains between SBI and PNB Bank. OMCs did okay. Power Grid a strong run on back of solid earnings. So that was pretty much how the markets were. The big RBI meet is now behind us. Markets will go back to focusing on global cues and earnings from tomorrow.